Welcome, viewers, to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now, today I'll be going through the second part of my Q&A segment where I answer the viewers' question. So, continuing from Henry Russell's question, he says, "Next year I'm taking over running two clubs in my college, an anime club and a chess club. How do I get people to stay and to like me?" Now, there's just two things I want to talk about with relation to this particular question. And first thing that you have to do as, I guess, club president is leadership. Leadership. There is a difference between having people like you as a peer versus having people respect you as a leader. A leader must gain leadership skills. Certain skills such as being able to make clear decisions, having a clear direction, being authoritative enough to handle disagreements and, I guess, dissenting opinions, having the necessary social skills to understand and listen to where people come from. All these are crucial leadership skills. But above all, have this state. In fact, I would say going on NoFap and going far into NoFap would help any man gain this sense of assertiveness, which is incredibly important when you need to chair meetings and you need to provide direction. Because one of the toughest things about providing directions is the fear and insecurity that people may not follow. But when you are on NoFap, what happens is that all these insecurities become more minor and you are able to really think clearer and to therefore lead better. Now, how do you get people to like you is very simple but yet not easy. Because if you take my advice, this advice that I'm about to share, you will definitely have people like you. And this advice is this: add value. Add value. Now, I cannot tell you what value is in the case of an anime club and a chess club. But as a principle, if you provide greater value than you take from people, it is almost guaranteed that people will like you. But here's the tough part. What is valuable to a person may not be valuable to another. So there are different kinds of more universal values, such as good emotions, happy emotions, a sense of security, a sense of direction. And this differs from person to person. But at any time you do not understand, for example, why do girls seemingly like jerks? Okay, the answer is jerks provide value. What kind of values? Jerks are decisive, directed, and they lead. And that is why there's this saying that nice guys finish last, because the value from being nice does not compare to the value of someone who is more decisive, more directed, and even though sometimes it comes across as more disagreeable, this sense of certainty is more valuable to a girl, as most girls tend to be insecure, and a confident and certain man that is less nice but instead more firm, decisive, and confident would add more value and therefore be more well liked. That is, of course, it definitely goes deeper than that, but I hope these 2 points will be able to help you leadership as well as add value. Now, next question. Which aspects of life should I prioritize if I want to be successful? Study, diet or health, exercise, self-improvement, volunteering, my visual appearance, hobbies, relaxing, trying to meet new people. Advice number 1, take it one step at a time. Have one focus per month. You cannot do everything at once. Focus on one thing for a month. And it honestly depends on what success means to you. But as a starting point, I would always start with the physical aspect. A great health is a great foundation for many other things. When you have good health, you socialize better, you look better, which is your visual appearance, your health is better. You, in fact, have greater concentration to study, so definitely the baseline is health. So, for example, you can go on a 30-day jogging challenge where you just go for a 30 minutes jog every single day. Aerobic, not too fast to the extent that you pant. Just jog at a pace that you are able to still talk to someone, and that is a good pace because you will not burn out when you go for that kind of pace, and in fact you will enjoy the feel good hormones that are released after each jogging session. Or diet and go to the gym and lift weights. Just search on resources here on YouTube on how to do certain compound movement exercises at the gym. So that's one of the things that I would highly recommend. Focus on optimizing your physical state. Now, something else that is incredibly important is to take up the habit of reading. Absolutely important. No, not the reading of magazines or manga, because those are solely for entertainment. But what I mean is read books, knowledge-filled books. Now, personally, I read a lot of books. I read at least, I guess, one book per week when I buy books. I read the Bible and I read articles online. I read and read and read, and it gives me new knowledge, new direction, and new sources to stimulate my thinking. And that is how I start to understand the way things work and how to better apply whatever I read to help improve my life. Now, the next question is by Lex Lux. Is there any scientific knowledge paired to the notion of the benefits of semen retention? Now, I did not do further research on this because if you are interested, maybe you can go Google and find out the information online. But what I do know is that there is a study that shows that testosterone peaked, slowly increased 7 days after ejaculation. And I suspect that this is probably due to semen retention. And testosterone is a crucial hormone in males that is honestly quite low for many of us men today. So that, I guess, is one of the benefits. And it is a scientific study, so that's one. And of course, the analogy I like to use is that if you just simply use common sense, your semen has a lot of nutrients. And all these nutrients are so potent that it can even create a new life form, that is a baby. And just imagine you're wasting all these nutrients on a tissue paper. It will have adverse effects on your health. So semen retention, no fap is the way to go. Next question comes from Fake Hipster. How often do you think a couple should have sex? Like per week, a month, or whatever? Now, I would say have sex as often as you want, but limit ejaculation. So you can have sex, but limit ejaculation. For example, have sex as many times as you want, but ejaculate only once a week or twice a week. In fact, the older you get, the longer the time should be between each ejaculation. Now, Steve Jobs, the man himself, practiced this semen retention even when he was sleeping with women in order to maintain his drive, because he knew that with each ejaculation it would change his drive, and therefore he practiced this semen retention even though he was having sex. Next question is by Jazzy. Superpower and how to increase them. Now, honestly, what NoFap does is normalize your brain and allow you to have semen retention. So maybe for the people out there who share that they have superpowers, those are honestly just normal power. It's just that the state that you are currently in is so low and so bad that when you experience a normalized state, you actually presume it to be a superpower. So this baseline of normalization is something that we are aiming towards for NoFap. I know this doesn't sound very sexy, but in the end, this is true. NoFap alone will not change your life, but it will provide a lot of drive, and this drive is ultimately what causes your life and I guess all the superpowers to start coming in. But you have to take action. You have to take action. How to increase them? Look for ways to increase testosterone. Eat a high-fat diet. That means more eggs. Take cod liver oil, which I do take. I take cod liver oil. And just do what it takes to build up this sense of masculinity in you. And testosterone is an important hormone to research into. So I hope you like this video. If you do, like it, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you again.